On December 1, 1934, only one gunshot was heard across the Soviet Union. It was not fired on a battlefield, not during a coup attempt, but inside a quiet corridor at Communist Party headquarters. The man who fell was not an opponent. He was not a traitor. He had never planned to overthrow the leader. And yet, after his death, prisons filled, mass graves expanded, and an age of terror began. One the world had never seen before. The real question is not, who killed Sergey Kirov? The real question is, why was his death so useful? Sergey Kirov was not a radical revolutionary, nor a fiery orator. He was calm, approachable, close to ordinary people. He spoke without threats and ruled without fear. In Leningrad, workers saw him as one of their own. Inside the party, many saw him as a leader they could trust. And in a state ruled by fear, trust was the most dangerous currency of all. Kirov never said he wanted power, but he possessed something that was never allowed: silent loyalty and influence without repression. At the 17th Communist Party Congress in 1934, something happened that never appeared in newspapers. Behind closed doors, party members whispered Kirov's name more often than Stalin's. There was no public vote, but the message was clear. Some were imagining a future without terror. Stalin did not need evidence. In his system, suspicion alone was enough. From that moment on, Kirov became a man who could not be allowed to continue. On a cold winter morning, Kirov entered party headquarters at the Smolny Institute. No heavy security, no concern. Inside the same building, another man was waiting, Leonid Nikolaev, a name already known to the security services. A man previously arrested while carrying a weapon. A man with documented psychological issues. And yet, he was allowed inside. In a narrow corridor, one shot was fired from behind. Everything ended in seconds. But in truth, everything was just beginning. The official story claimed Nikolaev acted alone. A bitter, unstable man, angry at the system. But the details do not hold. How did he enter? Why was he not stopped? Why was he released earlier? And why did security disappear on that exact day? The killer seemed like the conclusion, but in reality he was only a cover. Within hours, Stalin arrived in Leningrad. He took control of the investigation. He waited for no conclusions. He allowed no questions. Nikolaev was executed quickly. The file was closed even faster. But instead of calm, a campaign began, one no one initially understood. Arrests, accusations, trials without defense. As if the gunshot had been a prearranged signal. Days later, a new law was issued. A law allowing execution within 24 hours. No appeal. No lawyer. No mercy. Everything became a conspiracy. Everyone became a suspect. And every opponent became a new Kirov. The murder of one man turned into an open license to kill. Within a few years, party leaders vanished. Army officers were executed. Intellectuals were imprisoned. Fear became universal. History named this period the Great Purge, but at its core, it was an attempt to erase any possibility that another man like Kirov might ever appear. There is no document proving Stalin gave the order, but everything points to one fact. He was the sole beneficiary. Kirov died. Fear prevailed. Power became absolute. And in totalitarian systems, benefit is equivalent to guilt. Sergey Kirov was not a revolutionary, yet he was killed like the most dangerous enemy. He carried no weapon, but his mere existence was a threat. And here is the question that must remain in your mind. Was it Nikolaev's bullet that killed Kirov? Or was the decision made long before? Somewhere else? Because some assassinations are not crimes of the moment, but the final result of fear that lasted for years.